far, just write Y in the chat box. Y or yes. And if you're planning to use a differentiated instruction, write P. And if you're not using it, you can leave it blank or write N. So let us see how many of us are using differentiated instructions in a classroom. Presentation. Ready? So we are getting a few yeses. Amazing to see that. Nen ma'am is not using, of course. Now we would suggest we have conducted a webinar differentiation instruction last week also. We would suggest if you could go through it, follow it, and then get some idea about it. And believe me, it's an amazing thing for children. Yes, it'll be great if we start using it in the class. So that is it. Now, Hassan Bochla, you are using differential. Hasna Bochla, I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. You are using differentiated instruction in classroom. What are your views regarding that? You'd like to share? Okay. So I think it's time where we can start. So I think it's time we can start and let us continue with what we have planned for you. We are taking the second webinar of the series on differentiated instruction. The first one was differentiated instructions, how, why. We will discuss what differentiated instruction is and how we can effectively use in a classroom. I think it's time we began with the meeting, the program, differentiated instruction for Eduleaders. We are calling it for Eduleaders, but please do understand it is something which every teacher would gain by knowing what is the requirement for these things. For differentiate, what are the conditions required for differentiated instruction so we can do it effectively. Moving ahead, at the very beginning, let us discuss what differentiated instruction is. Differentiated instruction is doing what's fair for students. It means having multiple paths so the students of different abilities, different interests, or learning need experience equal ways to learn. It is teaching the same content, sharing the same content, being the facilitator for the same content in a manner which that it can be understood, it can be acquired by not one but many other. Dr. Khan, sir, your views on this, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Differential instruction. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, Dr. Khan, you're audible, sir.
Differentiating instruction is doing what's fair for student. Means simple thing. We have to see the abilities of the students and try to make him understand with different paths, with different ways, because we know that every students have their own way of learning, own way of understanding. So it's a teacher duties, it's our duty how to make that a particular student, how he will be able to learn or understand the things. This we can considered as a differentiated instruction. Means every individual has their own way of learning, and accordingly, we have to give them how he or she could understand. Over to you, sir.
Now, thank you, Dr. Khan. Do we all agree with it? Do you think we all agree with it? Now, let us talk what conditions the edu leaders need to ensure to make this effective. Let us move ahead with that. See, let us believe one thing. Change is difficult, it is slow, and it is uncertain. But do we avoid change? Or despite it being difficult, slow, and uncertain, we embrace it because it is going to be more fulfilling in the future. This is what we need to keep in mind. This change, which is slow, uncertain, and difficult, we need to be with the right mindset that we are going to acquire it, embrace it, and move ahead. Dr. Khan, as you've always been saying, that systematic change requires both leadership and administrative incentive. Share your sight on it, insight on it,
Yeah.
or how do you go about it?
Why the
Sir?
systematic change? Because every day the scenarios is changing. We got the different instruction from the authorities, from the boards. So if we stick, if as an edu leaders we stick on what we thought, so it's difficult to cope up with the changing situation and with the changing laws that affect the teaching fraternities, affect the education sector. So that's why change, but this change not instant change. These change should be systematic so that we can, as an edu leaders, we can improve ourselves, we can sharp our administrative talent, because that edu leader is not only those who to see the academics. We have to got control to all the things related to the schooling, related to the sector. Then only we will be a good leader, and then only we can make our team to response as we want. What do you say?
Now, let us discuss the administrative roles in achieving differentiation. Moving ahead, the first thing that as administrators, as school leaders, we need to ensure is that we introduce all our teachers to the concept. Let us uh, let us avoid the pitfall of only doing it with a small group of teachers and not keeping everybody in the know. Let everybody know about it. If every teacher knows about differentiation, then only the school would be able to use differentiation effectively. We need to have
It's important
Now, each also
yeah, because trainings required as an edulators, what we are expecting from our team, from our colleagues. So we should require, we have to give them a professional training so that they can work accordingly, differentiating instructions, and that training very much needed because it sharp the talents or the teaching skill or the understanding skill of the teachers so that the teachers can perform what you want. Along with this, we have to provide opportunities for teacher to demonstrate and cheer when they will be trained. Then we should provide them opportunities so that what they learn, what they understand from the training, they can demonstrate their understanding, they can demonstrate what they learn and can share it with their students. We should provide them support, the support in the matter of resources, what resource they require. We should give them some time to understand your instruction, to understand the things, and whenever they require your assistance, whenever they require assistance from any professionals ones, it's our duty to provide them so that they can do what we expect from the teachers. Administrative role in achieving differentiation. Unmute yourself, sir. You're on mute.
where we've been is required, how can we go ahead with training, sir? It could be by the online webinars we are conducting. It could be that the teachers would have information about differentiation. They could create some material and share with the students. Or there are various organizations who are providing training online to a different group of schools. You can have a use of them. Sorry, I'm not trying to advertise our company, our organization, Encouragement EduServe. But if at any time any edu leader requires some training for their group, we would be able to help them out. Differentiation being a concept which may be new to other teachers, or blended learning which may be new. If at any time any school leader feels that the teachers require some training, we would be more than happy to help out your school. We'd be more than happy to share our views. Do contact us via email, or you could contact us on WhatsApp, or you could pick up a phone and call us. Let us use our abilities to enhance all our teachers. Going, Dr. Khan, let's go ahead and let's hear you share your
Yeah.
views
Uh,
on risk
yeah.
taking, which is
Administrative
mentioned.
roles.
Because see, the top,
Hmm. So what, how we can achieve that goal? Encourage what, while we are providing the training support to the teachers, while we are providing the resources, the time, your assistance, then we should encourage the teachers to take the risk to implement what they learn by your, under your guidance or under the guidance of the any professional trainers. Observe and evaluate, develop tools to do this for my site focus. Means when the teachers are performing, when the teachers are implementing what you taught, what they had been asked to do, then we should have to develop some tools so that we can monitor as well as we can observe our team. After observing, after monitoring, we should provide them some feedback so that they can improve themselves more. Modern lessons and team teachings, give them some kinds of the modern lesson, and sometimes the collaborative learnings, collaborative teaching, so that they can togetherly perform what they do. And when they are doing this, do not forget to reward them if they are progressing. If they are not, encourage them to do. And when they perform, don't forget to reward them, because your small rewards brings change to the teachers.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. And don't we all agree that what leaders do speaks with greater force than what they say? We all want to do a lot of things. We talk about a lot of issues, a lot of concerns we share. But isn't it that what we do, seeing us, seeing the work we are putting in, is something which is more effective? An educator as a speaker is amazing. A good speaker is an amazing person. But an edu leader who's actually going the mile, who is putting in the effort, who is doing the thing, is more effective. What are your views on that, everyone? So, what we believe is edu leaders who are wanting to have differentiation in the classroom, in the schools, are great because the desire is there. But along with that, educators who are actually working on this, who are introducing differentiation in the classrooms, would be more effective. Now, let us come to the concept of leadership in differentiation. To be effective in using differentiation, the administration, it could be the site administrators, that is the principal in the office, or the people in the central office, they need to be consistent. It should not be one thing today and something else totally different tomorrow. The vocabulary they are using should be clear and should be understood by the principal, parents, and teachers. Everybody should know what is being told, what is being done. They should be articulate the philosophy which differentiation is based on, and that philosophy is kids differ. No two children are same. No two children should be taught in the same manner. We need to have the differences of the children in mind while ensuring that we become effective teachers, while we are adding the concept of differentiation in a classroom. The expectations, what we have, should be known by everyone. All of us must grow in being responsive to what is required. We must change, grow, differentiation. Differentiate is something which is required and we cannot negotiate on that. It cannot be that teacher A would use differentiation, teacher B will use differentiation, but teacher K or M will not use it. Everyone has to use it. The path that we need to take is negotiation. We may have different way of doing things, but eventually we need to do it. So, Dr. Khan, would you be taking this slide or should I continue, sir? See, the leaders, as we've said, need to be in using differentiation. We need to ensure that we are persistent. Let us state and follow the long-term goals at all levels. It could be at the school level, the class level, district level, every level, the goal for ensuring differentiation should be followed. Now, the short-term goals at all levels, be it the classroom, the section or the school level, they should be known. The short-term goals also have to be done. Both should. Now, timelines need to be set that everybody knows about these goals, and they should know that these goals have to be carried out and they cannot just vanish in. Now, we need to provide ongoing sharing of how we can use differentiation, how differentiation can make a classroom teaching more effective, how we can come up with ways to take care of children who are in the higher ability group or the lower ability group, how we can help those who are kinesthetic learners. We need to provide ongoing results throughout this. So this has to be done. Being we need to be consistent, we need to be persistent to ensure that we are following up with the task, we are continuing with the goal of you having differentiation in the classroom. Your views, Dr. Khan.
Yeah, leadership in the differentiation. Why? How this affects? To be effective in using differentiation, site administrator and central office should be insistent. Why? We are just calculating or we are just monitoring, observing, or implementing this differentiation. So the leaders, along with their administrative staff and the central office, should be insistent that what required that differentiation be part of teacher's plan. We should check it out that it should required differentiation should always be seen in the teacher's plan. Required that differentiation be part of the school plans. Required that differentiation be part of all staff developments and link differentiation to the observation, feedback, peer review, mentoring, evaluation. So while differentiation, we should be insisted so that differentiation should be used in every aspect of the teaching while making the teacher's plan, while you are planning for the whole academic years or the whole months as a school plan, while you are working on a student developments for all you required. What the principals need to do, how we can observe, how we can mentor while differentiating. Capitalize on support from district level administrators, curriculum supervisor, or the specialist. Develop supervision techniques that motivate and recognize effort to initiate and or implement differentiation instruction strategies. Choose professional development opportunities that provide follow-up coaching and allows time to practice new skills. So what the principal required, it should capitalize so that they can provide support to the teachers so that they can train themselves while implementing this differentiation DI. We the edu leaders should be required to mentors the thing, mentors your team, recognize the efforts, what efforts required, and then strategies how it can be implemented. And then while mentoring, we should develop the techniques so that these differentiation instructions can be implemented and can come to practice in the practice so that the teachers can learn the new skill. Over to you, sir.
Next. Now, what principals need to build? They need to have professional learning communities in the school. Job embedded learning is required. Study groups need to be created. Action research needs to be go on. Peer coaching has to be done. A lot of collaborative planning and review for student work is required to make differentiation effective. Effective use use faculty meetings and non-instruction time would also ensure that differentiation becomes more effective in the school. A principal has to be the coach to the teachers in the way that they need to provide. They need provide feedback to the teachers, receive their feedback, how they are coping or they are moving ahead with differentiation. They need to know the role versus and everything has to be done in such a manner that principals are the handholders. I mean, they should provide do the hand holding for the teachers to ensure that they can use differentiation more effectively. It is because see, it's a lot of things to be done for the teachers, from study groups, peer coaching, collaborative learning approach, blended learning. All these things have to be a part of differentiation to make it effective. Managing all of these things, ensuring that all these are happening. For that, the principal has to be a coach with his or her or his feedback and take the teacher's feedback and move ahead with that. Dr. Khan, what do the leaders need to do so that they can support differentiation in the school effectively? Your views on that, sir? Now, while sir joining, let me move ahead with that. The leaders they need to establish clarity of definition. People should know what differentiation is. They need to, as stated earlier, risk taking or peer coaching should be encouraged. There's been a technical issue. Getting back to it, need to differentiate as we were discussing. Let us differentiate for teachers too. Every teacher is different. They have different styles of working, different boundaries and limits, and different comfort levels. We need all of them to incorporate or differentiation in the classroom, but they will be working in their own manner. Give them the time, differentiate between them. Provide guidance in beginning, which is sensible and it progresses steadily. Let us, as edu leaders, provide material and time to a group, to a teacher, so that they can use differentiation more effectively. Yet again, let us balance seeing the light and feeling the heat. Let us make these possible so that our schools are able to use differentiation more effectively. As edu leaders, we need to communicate with parents too. Dr. Khan sir, if you are here, you could share on this, your views on this. I think Dr. Khan is into the hills, so maybe there's some connectivity issue, but sir would be joining in soon. Now, getting back to it, to support differentiation, leaders should communicate with parents. Let parents know why the children are being taught differently. Why one child is being given 10 sums and the other is being given 8. Why one child is being asked to create a video, the other is being asked to write a poem, and the other is being asked to to create a play and to participate in a play on the same topic. Start with those who are ready to start. Getting everybody together at the start may be difficult. Let us start with those who are ready to start and let's move ahead. Develop planning and teaching terms which routinely include regular, remedial, and special education personnel. Start small and build local leadership. Having that, in the beginning, we need to inform parents what is being done. And then we need to start with those parents, those teachers who are ready to start with it. And then everybody would join the bandwagon. From the get go, everybody may not go right off the bat. Give them time to understand and join in. Now, leaders need to integrate differentiation into curriculum development. They need to maintain long term commitment to change. They need to provide time for ongoing dialogues about differentiation, both site work days, release time, and security meetings. The dialogue needs to be there. The meetings, the staff meetings which we conduct should be discussing these issues. And believe me, the commitment which is required from edu leaders is something which will decide that would differentiation be possible in a school or not. So that is required. Wait, wait. Teacher. Welcome back, Dr. Khan. Sir, your views on this, sir. Hello. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So, see, the focus of school change must be classroom practice. It should not be having it as a part of the lesson plan. It should not be having a record, maintaining record of it. The focus of school change has to be classroom practice, actual doing, actual incorporating differentiation in the classroom. What say people? If you agree with it, write why in the chat box, otherwise leave it blank. Let us have your views on that. In the meanwhile, we'll move ahead and discuss. In learning to differentiate, the teachers may need help. What do they need help with? They need to have a rationale for differentiation. Why is it being thrust on them? Why are they being forced to do it? Why is it required? The rationale for differentiation needs to be told. Then only they would be able to effectively use it. We need the leaders need to pre-assess student readiness, how ready the students are, how willing they are to have different ways of learning. Leaders also need to effectively work with classroom groups. Let us also incorporate flexible grouping. Let's not have the same group structure at all times. Flexible grouping does help a lot with differentiation. Let us resolve issues regarding grading and report cards. Because believe me, at least in our country, everything starts and ends with the report card. So let us go with something. Let us take care of the issues of the report card and move ahead with that. If it is just my write FG in the chat box. Let us have a survey that we how many of us are using flexible grouping. What do you say about this, Dr. Khan, sir? Happy to know that Chandni Kingdom ma'am is using flexible grouping in a classroom. Let us see. So, what are the best practices? I think there's some connectivity issues in most of us. I think Sri Devi ma'am would, I think, is wishing to share views. Ma'am, if so, you could go ahead. Sri Devi
Um,
ma'am, your mic is on if you want to share. Ma'am.
yes, sir. Clearly understood, sir. That is sometimes how the leadership quality we can enhance to teachers, sir. Actually, we want to be a role model to teachers. Actually, in what ways we want to be a role model in behavioral and other aspects. And
Yes, very good, Mr. Sridevi. Yeah, it's a we are the role model. We are the leaders, and leaders in terms that we lead the team and try so that our colleagues, our teammates can come to our level so that we get what we expect from our team. Anyone else want to share his view?
Now, Dr. Uh, there was a great point initially, Dr. Khan, we had discussed. It was regarding have differentiation for teachers also. What we believe that I don't think which is right also. Not all teachers are same. So how can we incorporate differentiation for teachers so that they can become effective? Your views on that, Dr. Khan. If anybody else wishes to share on that,
See, Mr. Shima, what that we know
go
that
ahead and give what.
in our team we have a different calibers teachers. All are not equal, all are not same. Someone is good in academics, while some other one is in administrative, while some other one is in a co-curricular. So, like differentiation instruction for the student, same as we have to use for the teachers. As an eduleaders, we first observe and recognize the capabilities and skill of our teachers and accordingly give them work so that they can do their best in areas where they are actually best. Do not make a timetable that you are just seeing a teacher is of a science, a teacher of a language, or a teacher of maths. Give them only that. See, like in my own schools, I have seen my language teacher have the ability to as a great art teachers. So I have given them little bit language classes and more art and drawing classes where she's performing very well. And Mr. Sharma, I think you have seen the artwork of my student. And this is not my art teacher. This is behind that my language teacher who is teaching English in grade 10th and 9th. So, see, as an educator, we have to first identify, we have to first recognize the
Amazing,
talent
doctor.
of our teachers. Same as my commerce teachers, those who are teaching accountancy, is very good in the IT and all. So I have given the responsibilities for the online
Now,
classes,
there are a
mentoring
few
and observing.
things, sir. Here, now, what has happened is we have listed a few things which we need to look for in the classroom. Sir, if you could discuss those and explain these to us.
Yeah. Learning experiences are based on student readiness, interest, or learning profile. Assessment of student needs is ongoing and tasks are adjusted based on the assessment data. So, what do we do? First, learning experiences, how we are just according to the student profile, the learning profile, how we are getting the result according to our learning experience based on that. And same as while we are working for the assessment of the student, this assessment is a regular process and it is based on the assessment data. Okay, last we assess these things and particular student are performing well in this one, so we have to assess accordingly. Our students participate in the respectful work, and while working on this DI, we have to ensure that all students should participate in that. And some have shown this great efforts, some are uh, low achievers. So accordingly, we have to just assess them. So these are the some falls working for that classrooms. We have to check these things. Over to you, sir. Mr. Sharma, over to you. Hello, I'm audible. Mr. Sharma, I'm audible. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ahmadullah Hussain. So we have to check the things what we require in the classroom. Very first learning experiences, then we have to work on the assessment criterias, then we have to work on the particular students so that all could participate in that, and then we have to respect their assessed result. Like while you are implementing some new things in the classrooms, so instantly you can't get the result, all cannot perform equally. So different, as per the DI, we have to respect the assessment result of for all students. What do you say? You are on mute. Unmute your mic, sir.
Uh, sir, as we've been discussing these issues, are we as educators, see the question we need to ask each other is, ourselves is, are we believing in this concept? Because what I agree with, what I feel is, as long as we as edu leaders and we as teachers, educators, we believe in this, if we believe in the concept of differentiation, we would be able to make it effective. This belief, what I think is more than all the training combined. Your views on that, and anybody else, if you wish to share the same.
See, Mr. Sharma, like I have discussed you all already, it's my own thought, what I'm thinking or what I'm planning, maybe in future years. I'm thinking that why should an eduleaders, why should as an academician, we are not working on a plan that the day when every student is assessed in a different way. Like we are working for the DI. So it means when the DI is working, it means we have the differentiation assessment also. So it's my plan ki in a future, if the everything is will be right, then I want to open an institute where every student assessment is a different. I don't want in my school, I don't want any admission criterias, any age criterias, any particular curriculum. Just it's my concept is a kind of open schooling where a student, whenever he or she is ready to be assessed, then authorities should take their exams on a particular topics, and we can certify that this particular student is skilled on this topic. I think maybe you will agree with me or not, but it's my plan, it's my dream to open a kind of institute where I can have the differentiation assessment, because in a regular schooling it's not possible. Board have their own criteria, authorities have their own instructions. But maybe in future, when I'll be able to in that position, that I would like to open a kind of a school where I should assess the students on the basis of the differentiation instruction. What do you, sir?
It sounds sensible too, because going to a cliche, if you assess a fish on its ability to climb trees,
Yeah, Mr. Sharma. It's the same. Like some days ago, I got a story from my one of my WhatsApp group. Like in a jungle, there was an exam. There was a school is open in jungle.
learning experiences, as per discussed, they need to be based. As sir has already explained, the experiences they have to be based on students' readiness, interest, or learning profile. Assessment for student needs to be ongoing, and the tasks are adjusted based on the assessment data. This could be the first step to what sir has discussed, where every child ideally should be assessed in a different manner as per his or its needs. Let us have the assessment which could change as per the children's requirement. Third is only writing their name on the project file. Everybody should have respectable amount of work to do. It should not be that one is getting all the opportunities, the other are just there for namesake. At the same time, a teacher is being to believe a teacher is primarily a coordinator of time, space, and activities rather than a provider of group information. Your views on this, Dr. Khan, and then, sir, if you could just share on what is coming up next. Sir.
So, Mr. Sharma, is a very simple, but still it's very hard to be implemented in these our institutions, because differentiation instructions are good, but before implementing them, we need a proper training for our teachers, for all the educators. We need a proper training for our teachers, so that they can go to the soul of this DI. Until without this, it's not possible to justify the DI properly. Jam Sharma. I think your network.
Yes, sir. Yes. There's some network issues, sir. So what I was saying is we have issues, we have concern, effort, and resources are required for differentiation. But believe me, the growth which comes, children, the move ahead is something which makes it all. I think there's some child who is online and would like to do. Hafiz, you could always Mohammad Sajid Abdul Hafiz. If you want, you can, sir. You can share your views, sir. Your mic is on, sir. Would you like to share your views, sir? Hafiz. So,
Yeah, Mr. Sajid, please
so
unmute
Hafiz,
your
sir,
mic and
what
then
are
we can.
your views on differentiation? How you are able to use it?
Sorry, sir, it was
So,
on by my
so
mistake.
Dr.
Okay, sir, sorry.
It's all right. No issues. These happen with technology. Everybody has these issues. So, Dr. Khan, how fruitful does it feel for all of us
Yeah,
when
Mr.
we
Sajid,
see our children?
see, it's a
Am I
very,
audible, sir?
very, yeah, it's a very fruitful while we are implementing this DI into our institute. But before implementing, we want to make sure that all our teachers are trained properly for this DI. Otherwise, it will be a great mess. So I'm planning to for the proper trainings. Of course, from the encouragement resource, we are planning to have a training session in the coming month, and after that, with the next academic session, sure we will implement this TI in our institute, and hopefully the result will be the as we are expecting. What do you say? Unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself. You are on mute. You are on mute.
Okay, I think now it's done. Right, sir. As a question has been raised, what will happen to common grading? We'll discuss that too. Before that, students see they work in a variety of group configuration. Yet again, we are stating, repeating ourselves, trying to underpin that flexible grouping is evident and it is going on in the classroom. Time use also is flexible to the response to the of the children's need. If a child requires more time, then the child needs to be given, if needed from outside the classroom too. We need to look out that the teacher uses a variety of instruction strategies to help target instruction to students' need. And we need to clearly establish criteria which are used to help support student success. At the same time, we need to ensure that students' strengths are emphasized. All children need to learn physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, philosophy, bookkeeping, and whatnot and whatnot. But if a child is singing, why don't we encourage the child to use the singing ability? If a child is good at artwork and is a great artist, why don't we showcase their talent and to give encourage the child? And believe me, with singing and artwork, the advantage is we get a lot of great work, which makes things, which makes education more effective. I mean, Dr. Khan's school. I wish I've been honored. I've been privileged enough to visit a school. What Dr. Khan teachers and children have done is the students who are good at art and craft. Sir has taken the glass sheets, made the children do painting on these glass sheets, and those sir has used as covers or for the light fixtures. So during the daytime when the lights are not on, there you could you just need to raise your head and admire the amazing artwork which is displayed during the evening or on the dark days when the lights are on. The hue which comes through the colors is mesmerizing. So having children, having children use their talent to excel helps the schools too. Dr. Khan's office, Dr. Khan's reception is a testimony to that. Sir is on a holiday now. Later on, sir, when you have time, we would request if you could just share a small video of the artwork which you have displayed in a really amazing manner. Because usually, what we do as educators, we display our artwork on the walls. Sir has displayed the children artwork on the ceiling itself. I mean, if I show you my school, I mean, in we have displayed it on the, yeah, I think, yeah, I can flip the camera. So here we are doing it. Yeah, here we are displaying it on the. So we are doing it on the wall. Sir has actually got it done on the. Sorry, has done it on the ceiling, and the effect, the light effect is mesmerizing. As we all believe, there is no recipe, no blueprint for change. It comes with conviction, it comes with dedication, it comes with persistence. What say, Dr. Khan?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sharma. Thank you for just admiring the artwork of my students. Yeah, it's like great. While we are working on our receptions areas to renovate, this idea came to my mind. I asked my students to make a glass painting, and that glass we are using our ceiling that we have seen. And yeah, believe me, everyone, those who are coming to the reception, everyone is asking from where you got this work done, sir. And I'm very happy that time to announce that these are my art teachers and student work. And along with it, my junior classes, like the classes grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, my students, those who are the from the engineering backgrounds, the SPCM ones, the biology ones, the accounts ones, they did the wall painting, and whole my just junior wings is colored car- with pictures, with cartoon, with the stories on the whole wall. And believe me, I didn't spend a single penny on that. What I did only, I purchased the paint and brushes and given to my art teacher and my students. And on the contest basis, they have just painted the whole junior wings, and the view is mesmerizing. Let me, when I'll be in my office, when my holiday is over, when I'll be in the school, I'll show all of you this, all the things that my students had done, my students had did to decorate the school, to renovate the school, basically the junior wings. What do you say? Again you are on mute. Again you are on mute, sir.
With differentiation, the advantage what we have is it actually makes education become an endeavor to encourage. This is what it is. Now, as we've been discussing so far, we need to understand that the journey is possible. And at times, what happens, the complex and uncertain things are most often rewarding. It will be difficult, it would be complex, it would take a lot of effort, a toil. But believe me, it would be the most rewarding. It is what will make us stand out as better school. And it makes me proud to state that schools which are open to incorporating the latest technology, the latest pedagogical methodologies in the school are ones which excel. To name one is Dr. Khan's Amar Memorial Public School. It has been it has been listed as an A plus grade school category by CBSE for the amazing assessment result board result it has achieved. Even our school has got the same, and it has only happened we have reached A plus and A, and kudos to all of the schools which have an effort. We are going to ensure that we incorporate them in our teaching, and we are able to actually enjoy the fruit of our labor as appreciation from the Central Board of Secondary Education, from the Government of India, by being placed in the A plus category, A category. See, why are we doing all this? We are only doing this because of belief that education is an endeavor to encourage. Once we stay with this, we would ensure that we are effective as educators. We are fulfilling the task which is there for us. Now, I had seen a hand raised. So if there are some issues you'd like to share, please go ahead. Mogana Ramaswamy wishes to share your views. Your hand is raised. So if you could unmute your mic and share your views, sir.
Hi, I'm from Australia. I've been doing differentiated curriculum quite some time now. And my challenge at this stage is grading, common assessment, because I feel like it is hard to do grading, especially when they're different level. And continuity is another challenge, because if I want to bring them to a next level, I think the workload is the issue. As a teacher, we have few classes, not only 1 year group, so we have like 4 or 5 year groups. So let's say I'm doing for lower school, let's say year 7. So my challenge usually will be the continuity of the differentiate. Like if you're doing a curriculum, you wish that you can do it a bit longer period of time. And the other challenges, obviously, when you come to reporting, there will be issue with common assessment and common grading. So I wonder anyone have that issue.
Ma'am, how are you in Australia actually able to have different form of assessments for your classroom? Or are you only going with the same assessment for all classroom, for all children in your class?
Usually we have a certain outcome that we can choose which outcome. We got a range of outcome that like knowledge or information, stuff like that. We can choose which outcome that we want to achieve on particular duration. And we try to achieve more than 3 in a particular duration, like a year. So I choose different outcome for different students. But sometimes the same outcome, assessment will be different, and the level obviously will be different. And the outcome could be the same, but of course there will be quality, there will be level, and there will be time different between one outcome to another outcome, how they achieve that. And when I come to grading, I feel like it's not fair to give the same grading, because obviously the level of completion, the level of complexity is not there. And it is hard to explain to parents when they got a different grading. Usually we have A, B, C as a grade, but I'm
And how is
suggesting
your
this.
experience with different?
Sorry, I didn't get it. Sorry.
Please continue, ma'am. Please continue.
Yeah.
For
So
you, is it not? Sorry. Yeah.
sorry, keep going. I'm listening. The audio is stopped actually. I can't.
No assessment of the term differentiation. Is it a lot of work?
It is a lot. I only got it up to there.
Is it, yeah, back to it. Is differentiation a lot of work without any palpable reward, or it is something which,
Uh,
in spite of the effort you're putting in, is rewarding?
it is
What are
okay
your
for
views on
lower
that one?
school. I would say it is a lot of rewarding. I can say how the kids growing up in terms of their confidence, capability of handle complex stuff. They're growing. I'm saying it works well for the lower group, like for example, year 7, year 8, which is like age between 12, 13 up to 16. And then there's another issue after that. After 16, they tend to choose something assessment that is that not matching with their ability. I can understand the flexibility grouping and everything. So my challenge with the upper school, it's not rewarding, I would say, because they tend to choose assessment that not matching with their capability, which means not higher, obviously lower. So something that can be achieved easily, and it's not complex. It's not, yeah. So I feel it is more rewarding for lower school as they just move from primary school to high school. They are very naive, so they just take whatever the teacher's giving them because we think that we wanted to push their capabilities. And I've just done 1 full year of differentiated curriculum in technology, digital technology, and I've seen huge success. But I hope I can maintain that. So the challenge will be obviously communication between parents. I can say it is hard to make them understand what we are doing, what we're trying to achieve. Obviously, because the whole class is different. Whole class is doing something completely different, but I'm achieving the same outcome anyway. So I am still in the learning process, but I'm learning a lot from your video today. Thank you. But I wanted to learn more how to handle
Thank you, ma'am.
challenge. Yeah.
So, thank you, ma'am. This observation that the younger children are more receiving is something which I think is universal for all of us, and we believe in it. Also, as educators, we use or we face the challenge of the curriculum being the content which has to be taught or which we have to deal with in senior classes is a lot more. So we do try not to use differentiation. That your views, Marvin sir, you'd like to say your views. So, ma'am, how true is the reason that we have a vast course to cover in senior classes, and that is why we are not using it more effectively? That's the question for all of us. I think Marvin sir wishes to share his views, so you can go ahead. Or if there's any other educator who wishes to share, Marvin sir is online. Uh, uh, yes, Morgana ma'am, you would like to share your views? You could go ahead.
I feel like collaboration is one very important because I'm with the digital technology
Meanwhile,
department, and I think I have started working with maths, English, and other department to get more input about the how can I improve my differentiation strategy, especially and when I'm meeting the student once a week or twice a week, where I would like to know them a bit more than the academic, like personally their interests, their strength, and maybe I think it's very important to learn about their learning style because not everyone will be the will be learning in a different style or different ways. I think in the last few months, I have been working with other teachers to know a little bit more personal of them. And like, for example, some students would like to play soccer. So I've used that as like a sport as one of the team in assessment. And my biggest challenge at this stage, especially in my area, is getting girls to get into robotics and programming. I hardly have any girls now. So my next project will be how to motivate girls to come to my department. So if anyone in this group would have any idea how, I know I'm talking about gender here, but I think that's important in differentiation as well, how to differentiate between gender in teaching. So if in this group, if anyone got any idea how can we motivate girls to be in digital technology, especially in this area, we have lack of girls. Please share with me. I think that's that's all.
We could always learn to play soccer or football by getting the ball rolling, ma'am. See, we need a team of 11 for a, I mean, we need jokes apart, for a team of 11 that they get first five coming turning up for practices. Do have I mean, that's for all of us. Yes, it is at times difficult to get the girls to participate in soccer, football. The advantage of a girls' team is because of lack of competition or less teams required, the girls can actually excel in soccer, football. So, as far as team sports in school are concerned, having a girls' soccer team, a girls' football team is fruitful, is worthwhile because there are very few teams which turn up for the competitions and events, and so our girls have a better chance of getting prizes and laurels for the school. So that is one way. One see with so that is what I believe in. One child who's playing soccer would encourage the other one to do it. Easier said than done, but then that is one way to start with it. If there's anyone else who would like to share their views, you could go ahead. We have shared the link of for sharing your views on a Facebook page with you in the chat. We would be sharing it again. We would appreciate, I mean, if you wish to give your feedback, you could share your feedback on Facebook. That would help. At the same time, if you could record, have a small recording, record a video and share your feedback in the form of a video, we would appreciate that also. So, yes, if you are willing, you could share your views or we'll go ahead and we'll move. I think if anyone wishes to share their views, you could unmute yourself and move ahead. We would also share the link of our Instagram page and our YouTube channel. Please follow us on that to help us grow. Thank you. Is there anyone? Yeah. Is there anyone who wishes to share their views? You could go ahead and do it. This would basically be the I think the last session we are conducting as far as last session of 2020, which we are conducting as a part of Effective Teaching 101. We look forward to meet you in the next year, and let us hope that we can continue in this manner and we can ensure that we are doing it. As we mentioned in the chat, we are organizing events for children to showcase their talent on an international program. The children of the school and acquaintances to participate in them. What the children need to do is they need to share the videos with us in the form, oh, sorry, in the form of either via WhatsApp or it could be via email. They could email us the link and we would share it with them. The ongoing competition right now, which the ongoing ones are IOE, that's International Online Education, where the children are asked to share their poems with us, and which we shared on a YouTube channel. It helps children to enhance their talent, and then they can do it. We would mention, we would be sharing the message with you in the chat, and sorry, we'll be in the groups, WhatsApp group. Along with that, we'll be mentioning email ID, and we are mentioning sharing an email ID and a number. You could contact us for that. Anyone else, if you'd like to share your views, please go ahead and do that. We would appreciate if children from different nationalities, they could recite a poem and record a video of it and share it with us, so that we can appreciate everybody's effort. That is what we do. Right. Thank you for your views, Jairam sir, and great to have you all out here. We will leave the chat on for some time, and once that is done, we'll be playing it. We have now completed the session. We would leave the chat on for some time. If you wish, you could share your views. If you wish, you could discuss on whatever you think is relevant. After these 4 or 5 minutes, we would be closing the chat. Teresa ma'am, welcome to the team, to the group. It's great to have you here today. I think it's your first session, right? What are your views on that in this, ma'am? If you could just share them. Or anybody else would like to do the same.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, glad enough to be a part of this session. This is for the first time I'm attending this particular session on differentiated learning and effective teaching, differentiated instruction. What I felt is, yes, to a larger extent, change is necessary, but as it is said, it takes time. The very first thing is about the changes in the attitude. Many a times, you see, even today also, we find certain parents are still under the impression that, okay, languages means there are certain set of question answers which will be coming, and they have to mug up that, and they have to write that in the exam. I mean, lot of excitement is associated to the exams, and that is what is actual problem. So the attitude needs to be changed, I suppose. Similarly, when we talk about the present pandemic situations, what has happened over here is this pandemic situations have given a lot of insights, which is a good thing, in fact. A blessing in disguise is what I would say. Uh, Secondly, yes, it has made us as teachers also to get to know many things. And to be frankly speaking, these days were the days of where I was trying to find out. It was definitely, it was a hard task for me also, and I suppose even all the other teachers also would agree with this, because editing video and then extra ICT techniques and whole lot of softwares and apps, it was absolutely a different thing. But then to a larger extent, I suppose we have come up. But well, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Diana. I'm from Kerala. The education system in Kerala over here, to a larger extent, have almost is very systematic, no doubt in that, and they do conduct training sessions also. But when we come down to the ground level, this attitudinal change has not come yet. Many times it becomes challenging for a teacher to convince and get the parents get to know that, see, the real learning is not this. It is to somehow make the child worth enough of speaking and talking and knowing. I mean, even if a bit of confidence to talk about 5 lines on his own is also a part of learning. So that thing is somewhere down the line, that change has not come. So this is something which I find convincing the parents is a big challenge. Anyway, the session was really good. Thank you very much, sir, and
Well,
especially ma'am shared her ideas. Thanks a lot, sir. Okay.
thank you for your views and ideas and encouragement, ma'am. Ma'am, the pertinent question which you have raised, which is where the children are not able to express themselves to take care of this issue. What we have done is we are running, as we have mentioned earlier, a events for the children where they could enhance their talent, grow their skill set, and share them with everyone. Let us discuss about the international online education which we are conducting for the children. We have received around 900 entries from across the globe where children have recorded videos of the poem. At present, we are only accepting the entries in either English or Hindi because these are the two languages which we know. But then we have had children from across the country and the globe participate in them, and they have been mutually appreciating each other's effort. It is amazing when a child from Kerala recites a poem in Hindi and a child from Arunachal Pradesh and another from Kashmir actually appreciates that. So this is where encouragement Ediserve is doing a great job. Sorry for patting our own back, and but then this is what we are helping. Do get your children, your students to participate in these events. We have the online education contest going on. Along with that, in this what we do, we provide certificates to every participant. And children who get 500 views, 1000 views, or 5000 views, they are given additional certificates for the same. So there are children who have actually got 2500, 2700 views on the videos. And a child of 7 years old, a child of 15 years old, a child of 10 years old, when their work is appreciated, I'm sure it would encourage them to develop their language skills yet again. The other event we are currently running is non-thermal cooking, where the children have to create a dish without using fire under parental supervision. Do visit our Facebook page, do visit us on Instagram, see what all we are doing, and we would appreciate if all your students could participate in all our events. That would help us grow in the same. If there's anyone else would like to share their views, you could do that. In the meanwhile, I would share the link to Instagram page. Please, if you could follow us on the same.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much.
So if there's anyone else who would like to share their views, you could go ahead. Or we would be concluding the session not only for today, but we would be concluding the training program for the year 2020. Looking forward to meet you again next year. The recording of all these videos, the the session, the recording of the presentation which we have shared with you would be shared on YouTube with you. You could follow it, see it again on YouTube. Happy to have everyone out here. Have a good day, everyone. If you wish to say the last uh, comment for the year 2020, go ahead, or we'll move ahead. Have a great year, everyone. Looking forward to see you all in 2021. And we are sure it'll be much better than the one which we are going through now. Have a good day. Let us meet again next year. And in the meantime, let us continue with the motto that education is an endeavor to encourage. Education is an endeavor to encourage. Thank you. So thank you everyone. We'll be playing the dance videos of the children's entries. In the meanwhile, I'm also sharing the the playlist on YouTube channel of this dances which we are going to start playing now. So with this, I think it's time we end for the year. Have a great. Yes,
Hello.
yes, ma'am. Hello. The session is finished. We could carry on now. Or if you'd like to share your views, you could go ahead and move ahead. Share them with us.
Okay, sir. We are wanted to know. I wanted to know about.
Thank you everyone for joining in on the meeting, and we'll see you in the next year. Everyone for joining in on the meeting, and we'll see you in the next year. I would request if everyone could leave the meeting. We've concluded for the year.
Sir, excuse me. I have placed a question regarding the e-certificate. May I know when can we get the e-certificate? And is it something which is mailed to us?
Yes, ma'am. We'll be giving you around. We will give you the e-certificates around a week. No need for a
Okay.
feedback link. Yes, we're handing out certificates for everyone who have registered. If you have registered, there's no need to worry. We'll be giving you around, let's say around a week. Yes, a week would be ideal.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you. Okay.